So I'm sitting here in the truck. People are eyeballing me as they walk by. A few people coming by on the main trail. They're looking over here like, what's that guy doing over there all by himself over in on the grass or whatever. People are curious. Whenever you do something out of the ordinary, you don't follow the crowd, you get noticed. And I stopped at the dollar store today to get a few things. And every time I go to the dollar store, I get a few preps or whatever because it's so inexpensive there. And I take advantage of it. And the clerk there, it was a new clerk. I'd never seen her before. I guess she just started. A lot of turnover in these places. But anyway, even though she was new, never knew me, my first time seeing her, she took notice of the items that I bought. I bought regular stuff, you know, a couple of things of pop or whatever, and maybe a thing of water, and a couple of dog treats for Cole, because he's been a good boy. Come here. Come on. One more treat. Here. There you go, buddy. Come on, you gotta climb up there to get it. Here. Good boy. Knock this water over. But anyway, let me get that. That actually is water. It's ice. It's not really hot out here, but I got ice, so I figure I keep him pretty much some cool drinking water. So, but anyway, as I was saying, guys, people, the girl at the store, she took notice of my items, and the items that kind of flagged her was, I got a couple of jars of preserves. I like strawberry preserves, and I think I got a couple of jars of preserves, a couple of jars of peanut butter, some granular white sugar, a few cans of canned milk, what else? Thing of Miracle Whip, some tuna fish or salmon in the cans, little can things, little small little things like that. You know, stuff that you like to eat and whatever, but not stuff that you're gonna, you know, eat all the time. Stuff you can put back and put away. And if shit ever hits the fan, and ever gets a situation where you had to be bunkered in and stay in your house and you couldn't come back out to get supplies, stuff you wouldn't mind eating, you know, but you probably wouldn't eat under ordinary circumstances. But if things were bad and you couldn't get nothing else, you'd be glad to get that, you know. So I put all that, you know, in the basket and whatever. And there's a few other things, you know. And she's looking over, she was bringing it up or whatever, you know. And she made a comment, pretty interesting assortment of stuff you got here. I'm like, interesting, how so? She just said, can't really put my finger on it, but just interesting, you know. Guess not the normal stuff that a person would buy, you know. And she probably wanted to ask more questions or get more in depth into it, but there were other people in line, and she didn't know me, so she didn't want to, you know, go out on a limb or whatever. But I think she kind of knew, you know, even though she was new working there, and she probably seen other people buying different things and stuff or whatever. People kind of know when you're prepping, you know, when you're getting prepping supplies. That's why I always say people are paying attention. People are watching you, you know. I'm being watched here while I'm sitting here, minding my own business, just out here in the park, you know. But I'm not with everybody else. I'm not in the, you know, in the crowd, you know. I'm over here by myself off to the side. You know, where has Cole wandered off to? That's all right, I know how to bring him back. I hate to shock him, but I just hit the vibrate button. You should come back. Good boy. Good boy. You stay close. Don't be disappearing. Sitting here in the truck, I got limited vision of where he's at and what he's up to, so I like to keep him close. I can keep an eye on him. But anyway, people are paying attention, guys. You know, for different reasons. You know, if you're a prepper, you're weird. Plain and simple. You are weird if you are a prepper. For the simple reason that you're doing something that most people don't do. You're outside of the box. You're not normal. Normal people don't prep. You know, that's why I say it's very important to keep your prepping to yourself. Keep quiet about it. Try to do it as discreetly as you possibly can, because when all hell breaks loose and people don't have food, they're gonna think back in their memory banks of who's got something or who might be possibly have something or whatever, you know, who's prepared. This guy always has something, he's always prepared, whatever. They're gonna remember you. And they're gonna come looking for you. That's not a good thing, because it will quite possibly come to a point where you might have to defend yourself against these people. And it's not gonna be like one or two. They're gonna gather a bunch of other people, because people are pussies, and it ain't gonna be one person coming to your door, knocking and banging on your door, talking about, you know, can you help me out? Can you give me some food? They're gonna enlist other people. I know somebody that's got some food. There's a guy that lives near me. He's always buying stuff or whatever, you know. I know a guy that's got this. I know a guy that's got that. I know a guy that's got solar panels or whatever. He can, you know, power up stuff or whatever. He's got power, you know. And they're gonna get together and recruit other people, and then they're all gonna come storming your castle, like a Frankenstein movie. A lot of you guys are too young to understand that reference, but these Frankenstein movies, it's this eccentric guy that lives in a castle pretty much all by himself, and he would do experiments on corpses or whatever, trying to bring dead people back to life, you know. And the thing is, in order to bring somebody back to life, he has to have a fresh brain. So he was capable of removing a brain from a new, recently deceased person and implant it into a body of a person that's been dead for a while, but they've been pretty much preserved. So, but of course, the person he puts the brain into has to have larger than life proportions. So the guy's the size of a monster or whatever, but you put a brain inside that monster or whatever, and he was able to bring this thing back to life or reanimate him by electrifying him, you know. So he would fly kites and whatever, connected to wires that would, in a storm, would collect the electricity from the lightning, and it would reanimate this guy who was a monster or whatever. Well, at some point, the monster would get loose and take off and go out into the countryside and wreak havoc on the townspeople or whatever, you know. Probably kill somebody. And usually somebody that deserves it and whatever. He never killed anybody innocent or hurt anybody that was, you know, like a child or something or whatever. He wasn't really an evil monster. He was just scary because he was different, you know. So the people all get together because they're afraid of this damn thing, you know. And they knew he came from that crazy mad scientist castle. So all the people got together with torches and guns and stuff and whatever. And they all got together and they formed a mob, and they stormed his castle. They all surrounded it and whatever and came there and whatever. And eventually just set the whole place on fire, you know, killing the scientists and the monster and everything in it and whatever. And the place just, you know, fell to the ground, you know. That's what these unprepared people will do to you. First they'll try to ask, for your preps or whatever. Then they'll try to take your preps or whatever. If you're not armed, they will succeed. And if you are armed, any resistance that you're able to offer, they're going to back off. Even armed people are cowards faced with another armed person shooting back at them. So at that point, they'll resort to, well, if we can't have it, you can't have it. So we'll just burn your whole place down along with all the preps and everything you got and whatever, and you'll just be dead. All the preps will be destroyed or whatever. That's human beings, guys. They will just burn you down, just burn you out, destroying everything because they can't stand to see you have it. If you're not going to share it, then you're not going to enjoy it. Let us starve, whatever. That's how people are. That's the mindset of human beings, guys. And that's what you're going to be up against if you are a prepper and you've prepared and everything and whatever. And most other people haven't, And it's hard to align yourself with other people that are preppers because they're few and far between. Very few, very far between. And usually preppers are loners. They're not people that pretty much get along with other people because you're odd, you're different. You're not going to have, not many of them are going to be married or have kids or whatever because that kind of mindset is not consistent with having a woman or kids or whatever, because women, only in rare cases do women subscribe to the prepping mentality. Whatever. I've got a woman, but she goes into my preps all the time. I have to pretty much hide them, I've got preps I put in one place that she knows about, and she raids every chance she gets, whatever. She'll go and get some of my stuff. I'm like, you been in my preps or whatever? I got a can of this or I got a can of that, or whatever. I said, those are my preps. Well, oh, don't worry, I'll replace it. She never replaces it. So I just replace it, when I can or whatever. But then I have another spot that she doesn't know about. And I know she doesn't know about it because it's never been raided. So she doesn't know about it, whatever. It's out of the way. But if something should happen, she would be able to get to it. She'd find it, because if something should happen, something might happen to me. If I'm not around anymore, she's welcome to it, and she'll be happy to find it. She'll be like, oh, he's got this put away. He's got that put away. Oh, wow. Well, he wasn't a good for nothing, whatever. He was smart after all. Okay, well, I'll be gone, but at least you'll be like, well, at least that bastard had some preps or whatever, so at least I'm eating good, So she'll be okay, But if I'm around and I can enjoy it, I'll be here to eat, my preps and whatever. And I'll be able to help other people out too or whatever. I'm not totally against helping other people, but I'm not rich. I have no desire to help other people prep, or to help people that haven't prepped, haven't been prepared, haven't prepared themselves. I have humanity, but when it comes to survival, I'm capable of switching that off and being like, okay, my mentality when shit hits the fan and things get terribly bad, whatever, my mentality will be, if I help you, what's it gonna get me? I can't just afford to give away my stuff because I've got a limited supply of survival gear, and I don't know how long the situation will last. And the reason why I prepped is so that I won't be in the situation you're in, and I'm not gonna quicken the time it's gonna take for me to be in your situation by sharing my preps with you if you have nothing to return. If it's a mutual benefit, if me giving you a can of beans is going to get you to give me a can of rice or a bag of rice, then we can make a equitable split where we can protect, we can exchange supplies. If you can watch my back while I'm sleeping, and I watch your back while you're sleeping, that's doable, That's what I'm looking for if shit hits the fan or whatever. The thing is, you don't know who you can trust. It's hard to find somebody to trust that'll do that for you outside of family members or whatever. Family members that's not going to happen because I'm too far away from my family members. We're spread out so far that that's not, it could happen, but I doubt if that would be a situation, because to get to where my families are, I have to go to them, and I don't want to leave my preps to go to where they are, because their preps aren't going to be as elaborate as mine are. The best place for me to be is right where I am. And they are more closer to harm's way, let's put it that way, than I am. I'm not in the best place I could be or whatever, but I'm in a better place than they are. My proximity to the city is further than their proximity to the city. And there's no way, if shit hits the fan, I'm headed toward the city or whatever. If they can make it to me, I'll welcome them with open arms. But I'm not going down into this raggedy motherfucker to try to get, no. I've been warning you for years to get the fuck out. You don't listen, that's your ass. I'm not coming to get you. If you can make it out, whatever, I'll cover you, but I'm not coming to get you. Sorry. If you can make it, I'll welcome you with open arms, but that's just the way it is. But when it comes to prepping, you want to be able to help somebody else. That's why you prep. Not only for yourself, because chances are you're not going to make it alone. Me by myself, I'm not going to make it alone. I might be able to survive for a month, whoever closed in with the doors closed, whoever inside. But and most people will be dead within a month or whatever. So when I come out of the ashes after a month, only things going to be left out there are other preppers that have bunkered in for that month, and bad people that have taken advantage of everybody they could and robbed, raped, and pillaged and whatever their way through that first month. So they're going to be real badasses, And my situation, in that situation, my mindset is going to be, anybody else I see, do I shoot them on sight, or do I assess them to see if they're a prepper like me that managed to live through the situation and can possibly be an ally and an asset to me, and I can be an asset to them, because if you can align yourself with other like-minded people, you have a better chance of surviving. You come out and just shoot everybody you see on sight and whatever, you could have eliminated a person that could have had your back, or a person that may have something that of value that you can use, that you can exchange to them for, or whatever. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I can stockpile stuff that I could barter with. One of the best things to barter with that I can think of is probably cigarettes, because a lot of people need cigarettes because they got the habit and whatever, and they will exchange food for cigarettes, or if they need them really bad enough or whatever. DMB. Liquor, beer, wine, any of the assortment of that kind of alcohol or whatever, that's a good thing to barter with. But I don't drink and I don't smoke. And even though I know how valuable those things would be in a shit is a fan situation for us to trade with, I'd rather buy some food that I can eat and whatever to extend my time being bunkered in, as opposed to trying to buy things that I can use to barter with other people with, and whatever. So at some point I might get to that point where I'll buy a carton of cigarettes or whatever, just so I'll have a carton of cigarettes. Just one carton, maybe two, just to be able to, you know, if I have to bug out wherever I need passage through somebody's territory or through somebody's yard, or, you know, across a bridge or across a highway or something, I can say, look, man, I give you a pack of cigarettes if you give me safe passage through your neighborhood, you know. That would buy your way through an area. You know, it would be worth it. You know, a couple of bottles of beer to have safe passage through your, across your farm or across your land or whatever. I'm just thinking stuff off my head and whatever. A peace offering to somebody that you just met that you don't know and they don't know you, to say, you know, here's a good faith offering, showing my sincerity that, you know, maybe if I don't kill you, you won't kill me, and maybe we can have a mutual understanding of you watch my back, I'll watch your back, kind of a situation. I don't know. This is stuff you gotta think about, guys, because it'll be too late when what's gonna happen happens. I don't know what shape or form what's gonna happen is gonna come in, but it's gonna happen. And I don't know if it'll be fast or slow or what, but if it comes slow, it's gonna sneak up on you, and before you know it, it's gonna bite you in the ass before you can respond to it. And if it comes fast, it's gonna be like 1 minute everything is good, and then the next second all hell is just gonna break loose all around you, and you're gonna have to be playing catch up or whatever, you know. You're gonna have to respond accordingly, you know. But as it is now, I'm just chilling. Once again, today is Sunday. I got the day off, and I have tomorrow off. But Tuesday, it's gonna be back to the grinding stone again. It's gonna be back to work, which I'm grateful to have a job, making decent money. I'm working hard, so I'm keeping my body in shape, you know, as in shape as a 60-year-old can be, or whatever. But I'm working on it. I really need to get me in some yoga. I really need to get some yoga in. I need some yoga. I need yoga in my life. But anyway, my flexibility is suffering greatly. But anyway, Cole's just happy to be out of the house or whatever. We've been out here at the park for a couple hours just chilling. You know, he's had him a nice weekend this weekend. But anyway, guys, I want to sit here and enjoy the rest of the day while this sun starts to set. I may back over into the shade here. I may go over to the shade over there and hang out and whatever. But anyway, I got my thermocell and it's on, keeping the mosquitoes at bay. That's why I'm not swatting at them, because my doors are wide open, you know, so they could get me if they want to. I got two of them. I got this one here, and it's on. So keeping these things at bay. just looking at Cole. He's just wandering about, enjoying himself. But anyway, guys, I checked out my comments on the last video. Either you guys didn't watch it all the way to the end, or you just were at a loss for words because nobody made any comments about if they can bug in for 30 days. So I take that as a no, they can't do it. They're not ready to do it. They're not prepared to do it. So if you're not prepared for that, then you're not prepared. Period. And bugging in for 30 days, that includes having enough water to last you for 30 days. So you don't have to go outside. Because if you have to go outside, you can get shot in the head. You can get asked questions. You got food, you got water, you got this, you got that. You know. If you don't have enough food, you're gonna have to leave the house for supplies, you know, and coming out of your house for supplies could be a death sentence or whatever, because all the crazy people are still gonna be fighting over what little things they got or they can get or whatever. It's just gonna be dangerous, you know. And the thing is, all the crazy people and the sociopaths and the criminal element are going to be out, and they're going to be looking for you. And you don't want to be where they can see you. You know, you want to be where you've got the drop on them, and you need to be ready to respond accordingly. You know, all your perimeter windows and doors should be fortified enough to where nobody can get in without you knowing it. You know, it's gonna have to be where they're gonna make some noise in order to get in, and that noise that they make to get in should be enough and sufficient enough for you to respond with deadly force. And you need to have deadly force, period. You know, and that means, you know, tools of mass destruction. You know, you need to have that, you know, and you need to be willing to use it. And I don't mean sparingly. I mean, you need to light them up, you know. Another thing to be prepared for is whichever direction they come from, that's going to be a distraction. If they come to your front door, try to bust your front door in and come in, and they're making a lot of noise and they're coming, trying to get in. If they can get in, they will come in. But while they're coming in through the front door, making all that noise, there's going to be another group of them coming in through the back way, the back door, or a window, or a basement window or something. So be ready for that. Front door should be very well protected and fortified, so that it takes them a lot of time to get in through that way, and they're going to make a lot of noise. And they're going to think you're going to be distracted trying to cover the front entrance, but you're not. You're going to be looking for other ways that they're going to be trying to come in, and they're going to try to come in quietly through those other points of entry, and you need to be ready to light them up, because that's going to be the major force that's going to try to take you out. So those tactics may save your life. Don't be distracted by the main breach or whatever. Make the main entry as inviting as you can from the outside to draw them in, to try to come in through that way. but be ready to defend it. Have someone defend that entry. If you got another person, your wife or your kids or something, have them guard the main entrance, because you need to be ready to defend from the back entrance or whatever, or the side entrance or whatever, because they're going to come from different directions. They may come from multiple directions. They may have a group trying to come through every entrance of the house that you got. You know, fortification is very important. You got to slow them down. And when they try to make entry, whoever's covering that particular point of entry, let them bang their way all they want until they make entry. Once you see the whites of their eyes, that's when you do a mag dump. I mean, plain and simple. A complete, total mag dump. Once they've gained entry. Once they come across that threshold, that's what you're waiting for. If they're shooting already before they even get through, then that's right through the door. All bets are off. You know, all bets are off. So anyway, I'm discussing tactics or whatever, but you guys get the point. I'm very interested in seeing what I'm going to get in my comments, or whatever. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.